Hi children. So last class we discussed about cell. In this, we already learned about the typical cell. Okay. In this part, we already learned about the cell membrane. Cell membrane. Okay, children. Now we discuss about the cell wall. Cell wall. Actually, look at the board, children. Here two pictures is given. This is the plant cell, this is the animal cell. Animal cell. Okay children, so now we discuss about the cell wall. Cell wall. So last class we did tell about difference between the animal cell and plant cell. Animal cell and plant cell. So what is the main difference? Cell wall. Cell wall. So this is the unique feature in plant cell. In plant cell. Actually, if you observe the animal cell, so what is the outer layer? Outer layer is the cell membrane. Here cell membrane acts as a outer layer in animal cell. In a animal cell. But here, so one outer layer is there. This is the outer layer. This is called the cell wall. It is called cell wall. So it is covered the cell membrane. Cell membrane. Okay children. So cell wall is present in a plant cell only. In plant cell only cell wall is present. Here cell wall is absent. Here cell membrane only acts as a outer layer, but while here cell wall is acts as a outer layer. Okay children. Okay, if you observe the cell wall, it is very flexible. It is flexible and porous layer. Okay children, so that's why the cell wall give the shape of the cell. Cell wall gives the shape of the cell, plant cell. Okay children, give the shape of the cell. That is the first one. Next one, earlier stages. In earlier, it is don't have any information about the cell wall and its function. They don't know. Why? Because it is the inactive. They are believe cell wall is the inactive. But now it is very important role. It can play an important role. What is that one? It can exchange the information. It can exchange the information through the porous layer. With the help of porous layer, so it can transfer the information from cell to another cell. That is the main role during the growth and development. During the growth and development time, it can transfer the message from one cell to another cell. Here cell wall is hard or tough, flexible and a porous layer. It can give the definite shape to the cell. It can give the definite shape to the cell. Next one, cell wall play key role. Transfer the message from one cell to another cell during the growth and development. But earlier it don't have any information about the cell wall. But present days only they can find out what is the use of the cell wall and role of the cell wall. Okay children. So now we discuss about the nucleus. So here next one, nucleus. So this is the nucleus. In plant cell this is the nucleus. Here is the nucleus. Okay children. So first one, who named this one? So Robert Brown, named as a nucleus. When he observed the some cells, cheek cells, so he can observe the some brown dotted cells. So he named that dotted parts is called the nucleus. He named as nucleus. Who? Robert Brown in 1831. In 1831. In 1831, he named as a nucleus. What he observed, the dotted spots, those are called the nucleus. Okay, earlier he had no information about the nucleus. He had any information about the nucleus, but so now children, okay children, so now we discuss about the nucleus. So Robert Brown, who named the nucleus? Robert Brown named the nucleus in 1831. He had no idea about the nucleus at that time. At that time, he had no idea about the nucleus, what is the function or what are maybe. So next, after that, so we know that nucleus is a play a key role. So that's why this is the cell's control room. Most of the cell functions are depend upon a nucleus. That's why we called cell nucleus is a cell control room. Cell control room. Next one. So after that, one feminine scientist, Sladen, okay, Sladen and Swan, they are developed the cell theory. He was the one prominent scientist. He can propose the one theory that is called the cell theory. Cell theory. So what cell theory? Every new cell arises from pre-existing cells. Every cell, every new cells or daughter cells are developed arise from pre-existing cells. Means, for example, new cells. These are the new cells. These cells come from pre-existing cell. So from this cell, these cells, daughter cells are forming. This is called the cell theory. Cell theory. So every daughter cells are pre-existing. So these cells. So this is the cell theory. It was proposed by the Sladen. Okay, Sladen. So he called that. So nucleus is a cytoblast. What he was called? It is a cytoblast. Cytoblast. Who called this one? Sladen. Why? Because every new cell arises from pre-existing cells. So that's why nucleus is a cytoblast. Next one. So if you observe the nucleus, play the key role. Why? Because it have the genetic information or genetic material. This is the genetic material. If you observe, this is the nucleus. It is the nucleus. It have the layer. Okay, this is the nucleus membrane. It is the nuclear membrane. Okay children, this is the nucleus. This is the genetic material. So this genetic material have the some genetic information depend upon a nucleus and a genetic material. So depend upon a Cas6. So every organisms have some Cas6. So how? Because of these genetic information, this depend upon this genetic material. Okay children, that's why it is the very very important. It is very very important at whether plant cell or animal cell. Why? Because their animal or plant Cas6 are depend upon this genetic information. Okay children, that's why it is the very very important. So that's why it is called the cells control room. Next, depend upon a. So here So all cells have the nucleus. Actually, if you observe, the plant cell have the nucleus, and plant cells have the nucleus, and animal cells have the nucleus. But some bearings is there, exceptions is there. Some cells, for example, in mammals, red blood cells, red blood cells. Next one, plant phloem sieve cells, phloem sieve cells. Here nucleus is absent. Nucleus is absent. But earlier stage we can observe. But after growing, these two in the two cells, nucleus is absent. Nucleus is absent. Next one, children, depend upon this layer. So nuclear membrane. In nuclear membrane, depend upon this nuclear membrane, we categorized. Here categorized membrane is present, but some are absent. Without categorized nuclear membrane, depend upon this one. Mainly nucleus, depend upon a nucleus, we can categorize the animals two types. Cells, eukaryotic cells and prokaryotic cells. Eukaryotic cells and prokaryotic cells. Okay, children. Now we discuss about eukaryotic and okay, children. On the basis of presence or absence of the nucleus, on the presence of the nucleus, presence or absence of nucleus, we can categorize the cells two types. One is the prokaryotic cell, second one is the eukaryotic. Prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. Prokaryotic or eukaryotic cell. Here, so without categorized nuclear membrane means it is absent. It is absent. Why? Because here cytoplasm. So inside the plasma membrane we can observe the cytoplasm. Here nucleus, so genetic material and cytoplasm is separated by the nuclear membrane. But in prokaryotes it can absent. But in eukaryotic animals it can absorb. It can appear in eukaryotic animals. So in prokaryotic it is absent. That is the main difference, prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Best example, bacteria, cyanobacteria and algae. So those are the best example for prokaryotic animals. Remaining all are the eukaryotic animals. Okay, children. Next one, cytoplasm. Here you can observe, children. Here, so cytoplasm. This is the cytoplasm. It is the fluid-like structure. Inside the cytoplasm, so many organelles are floating. So many organelles like nucleus, cell vacuole, Golgi bodies, chloroplast, mitochondria, or whatever may be. In animal cell also, so many cell organelles is there. Endoplasm reticulum, Golgi bodies, mitochondria, like that. Ribosomes, endoplasmic reticulum. So many organelles is there. Those all are in the cytoplasm. So every cell organelle have the some layer, definite layer also is there. So here, so cytoplasm is separated by cell membrane with the outer environment. This is the cytoplasm. Now we discuss about the cell organelles. We can discuss about cell organelles, children. So in the cytoplasm, so many organelles are there. So what are the cell organelles? Are nucleus, vacuole, Golgi bodies, endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes. So the mitochondria and chloroplast. These are the some cell organelles. Now we discuss about the mitochondria. So if you observe the mitochondria, it is small, spherical shape or oval shape. If you observe the length, Length is 2 to 8 microns long, 0.5 micron wide. Okay, so what is the length? 2 to 8 microns long and 0.5 microns wide. Next, if you observe it is very smaller than the nucleus, nearly 150 times, 150 times smaller than the nucleus. It is 150 times smaller than the nucleus. Next, if you observe any cell, so it have nearly 100 to 150 mitochondria are present in a cell. In a cell, we can observe 100 to 150, nearly 150 mitochondria are present in the animal cell or plant cell. Animal cell or plant cell. Okay, children. Next one, if you observe the mitochondria, it have the two layers. It have two layers. This is the outer layer. It is called outer layer. Next one, second layer, inner layer. This is the inner layer. It is the inner layer. This is the inner layer. It is folded. It is folded like this. This is called cristae. So inner layer is folded. It is called cristae. Inner layer is folded. These folds are called cristae. Okay. So inside the fold cristae, this cristae is filled with fluid. It is filled with fluid. So this fluid is called the matrix. What, children? Matrix. Here mitochondria have the two membranous organelle. One is the outer layer. This is the outer layer. Inner layer is folded like this. Okay, children. This folds is called the cristae. What? Cristae. Next, children, if you observe inside the cristae, though the space is occupied by the fluid, that fluid is called matrix. Okay, so what is the importance of the mitochondria? What is the role? It can doing the cellular respiration. Cellular respiration. Cellular respiration. What is the cellular respiration? So here cellular respiration in the cell. So every cell do the work that need energy. But how they get energy? How they get, So here mitochondria doing the respiration. During the respiration, some energy is released. This energy is stored inside the mitochondria. Okay, so here energy is released. That's why mitochondria is called powerhouse of the cell. Powerhouse of the cell. Once again, children, so mitochondria main function. So mitochondria doing the cellular respiration. During the cellular respiration, energy is released. This energy is utilized by the cell. That's why here mitochondria is called powerhouse of the cell. It is the main function of the mitochondria. Next one, chloroplast. Another organelles. Mitochondria is completed. Next one, chloroplast. Okay, children, now we discuss about the plastids. These also cell organelles. It is present only in the plant cell only. Plastids are absorbed in plastids only. Plastids are observed in plant cell only. In plant cell only we can observe the plastids. So here plastids are three types. One is the chloroplast, chromoplast and leucoplast. Okay. So chloroplast. Chloro means green. Chloro means green color. So this is the chloroplast. So where we can observe in the plants leaves In plant leaves we can observe the chloroplast and tiny stems in herbs. In herb stems also in green color. Why? Because chloroplasts are present. Chloroplasts are present. That's why. So what is the main function of the chloroplast? Chloroplast's main function is trapping the sunlight. This is the sunlight. It can trapping the sunlight during the photosynthesis. It can trap the sunlight. So when it can trap the sunlight, it can make the photosynthesis. They can prepare the food. Okay, so that is the use of the chloroplast. Okay children, next one, chromo. Chromo means color. Chromo means color. So some flowers, if you we can observe the different flowers in different colors. How it is possible? That is presence of the plastids, here chromoplast. Okay children, with help of chromoplast they can different colors. We can observe the different flowers in different colors. So how? Because here plastids is there in plants, plastids are there, here chromoplast. Next, leucoplast. Leuco means white color. So we can observe the leucoplast in a tubers. If you observe the tubers, they are the white color completely, that starch in the white color. So those are called the leucoplasts. These are the plastids. Once again children, plastids are three types. One is the chloroplast, chromoplast, next leucoplast. Here chloroplast, what is the main function? Means trapping the sunlight. That is the main function of the chloroplast. They can prepare the food during the photosynthesis. That is the main use. Chromoplast, we can observe the different flowers in different colors. Why? Because that is depend upon a chromoplast. That can depend upon a chromoplast. Next, leucoplast, it can observe in roots. Why? Because that is the white color. So if you observe the food material in a white, so that is depend upon a leucoplast. That is called the leucoplast. Next one, ribosomes. Ribosomes, next cell organelles, ribosomes. So these also floating in a cytoplasm. These are granule-like structure, like granules, round shapes. These are float on cytoplasm. Some ribosomes are present on the endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, so what is the? It can made up of proteins. So it can have the some RNA and a protein. So it can synthesize the protein synthesis. What is the use of these? Are these bodies, ribosomes are synthesize the protein synthesis. That is the main important. So here ribosomes are made up of RNA and a protein. Okay, what is the main function of the ribosomes? So synthesis of proteins. Synthesis of proteins. So that is the main function of the ribosomes. What is the main function of the ribosomes? Synthesis of the proteins. It is very, very important children. So next one, ribosomes are granule-like structures. It is made up of RNA and a protein. Okay, so we next learn the next organelle. Okay children, now we discuss about the next another organelle, cell organelle, endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum. When the cell is observed under the microscope, we can observe the network, some network. So like this one, this is called endoplasmic reticulum. This is the skeleton of the cell. It is also known as the skeleton of the cell. Okay children, so when we can observe the under the microscope, we can observe like this. Okay, so what is the main use of the endoplasmic reticulum? So here this is the endoplasmic reticulum. It can help the what are the materials are transport from the cytoplasm to nucleus. Cytoplasm to nucleus, at the same time nucleus to cytoplasm or another cell organelles and another cell organelles. That is the main use of the endoplasmic reticulum, and it is also give the some support to the cell. That's why it is called the skeleton of the cell. Endoplasmic reticulum also is known as skeleton of the cell. Okay children, here if you observe this endoplasmic reticulum, some granule like structures we can observe. These are called the ribosomes. So depend upon a ribosomes, presence or absence of the ribosomes, we can divide it into two types. One is rough ER, endoplasmic reticulum. Second one, smooth ER. Rough ER and smooth ER. Rough ER means which have the ribosomes. These are called the rough endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, so here this is also endoplasmic reticulum, but here no absence of the ribosomes. That's why it is called smooth ER. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Here this is the rough endoplasmic reticulum. We already learnt about what is the main function of the ribosomes. Protein synthesis. So here rough endoplasmic reticulum also doing the protein synthesis. But what is the main function of the smooth ER? Here, so it can synthesize the lipids and fats. That is the main function of the smooth ER, smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So here, with the help of this protein and lipids, okay, cells are made the cell membrane. Cell membrane is made up of proteins and lipids. Okay, so where here these are synthesized, proteins and lipids. These are utilized for the development of the cell membrane. Okay children, this is the endoplasmic reticulum. Next one, Golgi bodies. Next children, so Golgi bodies. These are also present in a plant cell and a animal cell. So who find out these Golgi bodies? Camillo Golgi in 1898. In 1898, he can observe under the electron microscope. If you observe the Golgi bodies, it have so many layers. It have some space between the layers. It is called the lumen. Okay children, here sac like structures is there. These are called the cisternae. Here some fluid like structures are stored here. These are called the vesicles. What is the main function of the vesicles? So already we learnt in rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum, they can synthesize the proteins and lipids. So those are collect and stored here. So they can collected through the vesicles, where it is produce the proteins. They can occupy like this. After then this can transfer to the Golgi bodies. They can stored here. Before that they can transfer to another cell organelles. Okay children, here what is the another function of the Golgi bodies? So these substances, what they are stored, those substances are sent to the near the cell membrane or cell organelles. Sometimes these substances are very helpful to the repair of the cell membrane or cell walls. Okay, sometimes it is very helpful to the development of the cell organelles. Okay children, next one, these Golgi bodies are secreted the enzymes or hormones also. That is the main function of the Golgi bodies. So what is the main function? It can, what are the release? So from the ribosomes or endoplasmic reticulum, those are the proteins and other substances are travel or through the vesicles near the Golgi bodies. Here it can store, after that it can transfer to another cell organelles, otherwise near to the cell membrane. That is the main function of the Golgi bodies. Okay children, next one, lysosomes. Next cell organelle, lysosome. Earlier scientists don't have had no idea about the lysosomes and its function, but when they are observing under the microscope, some granule like tiny pores are observed in the cytoplasm. So they don't know main function, but after later they can find the, when it can find the lysosomes, they can observe the function. What is the main function of the lysosomes? If you observe the lysosomes, small granule like structure, it have the some destructive enzymes. These are present inside the cell. So sometimes in the cell they can produce some waste. So they all are come here near the cell, near the lysosome. They can enter into here, enter the lysosome. It can release the destructive enzymes. They can, after that it can burst. That's why lysosomes are called the suicidal bags of the cell. So unwanted and poisonous material, whatever maybe, they can collect and they can digest. How it can digest? They can release the destructive enzymes. With the help of enzymes they can digest, after that it can burst. That's why these lysosomes are called the suicidal bags of the cell. Self they can burst. So that's why suicidal bags of the cells is called the lysosomes. Okay children, this is the cell and its parts or cell organelles. Okay, thank you children, thank you to all.